Black CEO denied boarding first class. Then one call closes down the airline. Sir, this line is for first class only. His tailored suit, his platinum ticket. None of it mattered. The gate agent's smirk said it all. He didn't look like he belonged, and when he pulled out his ID, they laughed, said the ticket must be fake. Security was already walking over. Passengers stared. He wasn't angry, just calm, too calm. Because what no one at that gate knew was that their airline had just made a billion-dollar mistake. This is the story of a man they tried to humiliate until one call flipped their entire world. Welcome, story lovers. Where are you watching from? Hit the like button and drop your city in the comments below. Michael Grant had it all. Grit, vision, and the title of CEO stamped across an empire he built from scratch. At 39, he was the founder of a global logistics tech firm, a company whose systems quietly powered everything from major retailers to, ironically, airlines. That morning, Michael was headed to New York for a high-stakes meeting with a potential acquisition partner. He dressed sharply, crept, and avoided drawing attention. Years of racism had taught him the power of silence and precision. He checked into the airport early, gliding through security with his first-class boarding pass. He had flown this airline dozens of times, but today, something felt off. Maybe it was the side eyes from behind the counter. Perhaps it was the long glance at his ID. Still, he brushed it off. He had fought battles harder than this. What he didn't know was that today's fight wouldn't end in words, but in collapse. He approached the gate, ready to board early and prep for his pitch. The agent barely looked up before stating, "Sir, this line is for first class only." Michael calmly handed her his ticket. She blinked, scanned it, then frowned. "This must be a mistake." Without rechecking the system, she flagged another agent over. Now 2 attendants were circling him, glancing at his shoes, his briefcase, his skin. Whispers passed between them. A 3rd agent stepped in, glanced at the name on his ticket, and scoffed. "This says Michael Grant," he said. "That's the CEO of Vector Tech, right? You want us to believe that's you?" Michael didn't flinch. He offered his ID. They laughed. "You've got some nerve trying to impersonate a billionaire," one muttered. Security was called. Not quietly either. Passengers began recording. Someone muttered fraud. A child asked her mom why they weren't letting the man fly. Michael stood still, heart steady. The noise was rising, but he was focused. Because he wasn't just a passenger, and he wasn't just a CEO. He was the man whose technology this airline was about to launch in a new global partnership. And with one insult, they had just jeopardized everything. As security approached, hands hovering near radios, Michael reached into his pocket. Not for his phone, but for something far more powerful. A direct line to the one person who could crush this airline overnight. Security was mid-sentence when he stepped aside and calmly made the call. "Julian, shut it down." A pause. "Yes, all of it. Ground every operation. Pull the license." No yelling, no threats, just execution. Michael turned back to the agents. "You'll want to remember this moment." Within hours, flight systems glitched. Routes were frozen. Partner companies suspended collaborations. By morning, the airline's trading was halted. Stock value plummeted 32% before the bell even rang. Headlines exploded. Major airline faces sudden collapse after alleged racial profiling of black CEO. What started as a smirk and a denied boarding had become a financial reckoning. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It helps. The airline issued an apology. Too little. Too late. Their leadership scrambled to save face, offering private apologies, diversity pledges, and corporate partnerships. But Michael didn't need an apology. He had made a statement louder than any press release. Because this wasn't about just one man and one gate. It was about the daily humiliation, the unchecked bias, the quiet exclusion that too many black professionals face, even at the top. He didn't fight them with rage. He fought them with power. And he won. Not just for himself, but for every person who's ever been told, "You don't belong here." Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos. Take care.